Hi everyone, welcome to the COVID-19 Mindset Mastery Blueprint Sessions, an initiative by Soulitaire and Pratham Wadhwa. I'm so excited to be here with all of you. And today we have a very special guest with us. She is an international speaker, gratitude leadership coach, and a behavioral trainer, an international best-selling co-author of 2 books, and a show host by the name of Gratitude Radio. She has trained more than 30,000 people in Fortune 500 companies like Siemens, Bank of America, SISL, not only in India but in US as well. So let's welcome Geetha Krishnan. Before we deep dive further into the discussion, let's know about her story from herself.
Thank you so much, Pratham, for inviting me on this beautiful initiative that you've all taken up, especially during this pandemic, that COVID pandemic which is going on right now. It's very essential that we be more attuned to ourselves. And since most of us are working from home, in fact, I would hope that every one of us are staying back at home and also working from home. It's just all the more important, and as you shared about me already, thank you so much for the wonderful warm welcome and also the
It's my
gracious way of introducing me. Truly appreciate it. And yes, it's been a long journey. I was born and brought up in Mumbai, and I built my business also here after I completed my master's in psychology. I have been a trainer, a consultant, behavioral trainer consultant, training, traveling pan India, doing a lot of workshops in prominent organizations. And then we had the opportunity to move abroad to the US. So I started all the way over there as well from scratch, built myself up by God's grace, and had some good opportunities as well as a lot of struggles and challenges to harness those opportunities. I had the opportunity to write two best-selling for their 2 books, which are there right now with me. Courage Under Siege is one of the
that's
books,
wonderful.
and
Adversity to victory. And
and this and
what is another one? I couldn't see that.
journey to the
Journey
stage.
to this stage. That's amazing. Is it about public speaking?
Yes, journey to the stage is about public speaking. It's all about my journey from the title of my chapter here. There are 20 women who have shared, beautiful women, and you can see my beautiful face here. Um,
Amazing.
one of the women there. So my story here, the chapter here is from a meek to a mesmerizing speaker. So that's
Mhm.
the story. And this is Journey to the Stage, and this is Courage Under Siege. Again, it's a journey of courage. So my chapter here is Gratitude Matters, my journey as a gratitude leader, as a gratitude leadership coach, and how gratitude has played a very important place in my life, and how it has enriched and enhanced all my clients and many more people whom I've interacted with. So as you mentioned, I have a gratitude radio show. I started it over 5 years back as Dynamic Growth with Gratitude and moved on to Gratitude Radio. And right now I'm also doing a summit, Gratitude Leadership Summit, interviewing entrepreneurs to support entrepreneurs, uh, especially in this time of the pandemic, to difficult time, to be able to share about their businesses, promote their businesses, and also to bring about the awareness of gratitude as being a wonderful tool to gather the positivity that we all have inside of ourselves. And sometimes we need to look inside of ourselves to gather the strength. And that is the tool that is going to help us, especially when we are away from people whom we are always, especially at workplace, or if you're even at home, maybe for some reason you may not be with family. So you need to harness the strength from within you. And
Exactly.
gratitude, an amazing tool. So that's something that I wanted to share. Thank you so much. Um,
All right. So the topic of today's discussion is how to manage time when you are working from home, how to design a schedule, and how to boost your productivity. because when you're working from home, it's a completely different scenario. When you are working in an office environment, it's completely different. So how are you managing it? First of all, I want to listen it from you. How are you managing it? Are you
Well, it's
finding it are you
uh,
finding it difficult?
actually I've been working from home for quite a long time. So right now, my son is in his third year engineering college. So as a mom, I have been around him, taking care of him as a consultant. So I have been working a lot from home as well. To be very honest, and I take it to my credit that until a very long time, even my neighbors, uh, nor my son, used to think that I was working. So I take it in a very positive way because he used to find me, see me around him most of the time, especially when he needed me.
Hmm.
Though I was a very busy professional, traveling and doing workshops and also teaching in colleges as a visiting faculty, and I have number of passions. In fact, a lot of them, which I keep myself, you know, I keep myself positive and keep giving myself the me time with a lot of extracurricular activities and
Yeah.
philanthropic ventures. So, in spite of all that, as I have and I've been able to do that for my son, and I'm grateful that I took those opportunities, especially dropping him to the bus when he was in school and picking up back from the bus when he came back from school. So all these were very special moments for me. Right now that I'm an empty nester, I reflect back on those moments and feel grateful and really wonderful about those moments. So I sincerely request, and I'm so excited to share about it because these are some moments. Right now, since you're working, and since you asked me this question, Pratham, since we are working from home, let us try to capture these moments along with all those things that we are doing, work life that we are trying to manage. Let us try and capture these moments of maybe playing Scrabble with your family or playing cards or, just a carrom board if you have, or catching a cup of tea along with your family members. So all these little things, tomorrow you may remember, okay, COVID epidemic was there, fine, but I could spend some quality time with my family members, along with that I had the opportunity to work from home. So this is something I would definitely want to encourage. And yes, I am able to do it pretty much well because I've been doing it before. Right now, it's just me and my husband, so it's not so much of a pressure as opposed to if I had a couple of kids and had to manage them also, like many of you are doing for sure. But yet at the same time, my husband is my second son, so I have to be all the more responsible on a lighter.
That's good. You said it nicely that this is once in a lifetime opportunity where you are getting a lot of quality time to spend with your family. Such things never happen on the day-to-day basis, and this is such a unique opportunity to go deeper within and have a strong bond with your family and build strong relationships and reflect upon what you are, where you came from, and where you want to go. So, this is a very, very beautiful opportunity to explore yourself.
Absolutely.
So, so let me ask you the first question from when we are working in an office environment, the morning rush help you to get over and help you to reach office on time, and have you a mindset before you reach to your desk that I'm ready? But when it comes to work from home, getting up from bed and to reach your system, that is more jarring, right? So how to get over that sluggishness and start early?
Okay, that's an amazing question. Really appreciate you for asking that question. Something that has always helped me through my journey. It's been over 17 years since I have been a consultant, many a times working from home, as well as um, have to be at a place, maybe traveling or doing the workshops. So this has always been a key focus, is my me time. When I say me time, it is very, very important for me because I have a habit of getting up really early in the mornings. So I allocate around 2 hours to myself. Now, during at times, it's not possible on a, there is very high possibility that you may not be able to do it. Probably sometimes you may be unwell or there is something more important that comes up. But trying to go back to that routine and sticking to it really helps. So that once that is done, it automatically puts you into, like, for example, I am a marathon runner, so I've
Mhm.
had this habit of going out for my morning runs in the morning, early mornings. So go for a workout and then go for my morning runs. And I have my own journaling, which I do, and I have the habit of writing down my to-do list and also the work schedule for the day, either prior night or early in the morning. So that 2 hours time is something that I work things in a way. So I may be doing different things on different days, but try to include an activity in that 2 hours. So that really helps me to stay focused and organized. So by the time it's office time kind of a thing, I'm already in the moving mode. So it's even before my cup of tea. So at times I like to have my cup of tea in my little garden and have a nice talk. Maybe sing a song or um, do my riyas at that time. So all those things really help me to stay focused. And I'm sure each and every one of us have our own passions, have our own um, something that you really enjoy doing. So you may want to focus on something that you really enjoy and do that the first thing in the morning.
Mm.
That automatically puts you into the action mode. you know so let me, since we've been talking about productivity, I have a lot of things which I do, but I do it on different days at different times. So I believe that we'll be talking about it in a little while, but then multitasking is one thing that I want to touch upon,
Mm.
Pratham. So when we are talking a little later on the tools part, I would like to mention that. So that really helps us to stay focused. And again, I reiterate, identify one thing that you really enjoy doing and do that the first thing in the morning. So that
That's
will help with the action.
that will be like striking the chord, because when you start your day with something which you love doing, the energy level, the excitement and the motivation from within is so higher that you feel so fresh and you want to do more, right? Okay,
Exactly.
if I love sports or if I love doing workouts, so the first thing in the morning I need to do is to get into the gym, work out for first 20 to 30 minutes, and once I'm done with that, I'll be highly energetic and excited. So from there onwards, I can carry that momentum.
Absolutely perfect. Absolutely right. So you would want to do things as opposed to have to do things.
Yeah.
So want to, because you're already into the your emotions are in motion, right? So you are totally into the frame of mind. Okay, I'm all set. I'm all gung ho about what I'm doing, and then I just jump into my work. And you're all excited and you want to put in the best efforts. And then since you're at home, you may not get the opportunity to go to the gym, maybe, but you can still do your workouts. You can do your jumping jacks. You can do your little routine of workout that you may want to do.
Yeah.
I love doing yoga. So yoga is something that you can focus on. Pranayams are really good. So again, what your intake, your breakfast, what is it that you want to do? You like to cook, so cook something really awesome for your wife. If you're would want to, why does the wife always need to do that, right? So it can be the opposite way. So you are building a bond, you're building a relationship. So all these things. So you may not want to do the same thing every day. You can do different things, different days. You have some variety to bring in
Correct.
on the table, and at the same time, you are keeping yourself motivated. You don't require a pathway to, don't require to be told that, okay, you have to go to this particular place. That's the reason that you have to be enthused or active.
Pretty nice. So once I start my day, okay, I get the morning rush, and now I'm back to the system. So the next thing is to have that momentum throughout the day. How to build that daily schedule and daily routine and maintain that, because when you are working from home and no one is on your head and screaming, do this, do this, do that, right? So once no one is standing on your head and screaming, you are free to do that. You are free to do anything, and you're in a dilemma that I'm my own boss. So how to get over that and create a daily ritual, a strong daily ritual, and maintain that? How do you do that?
Okay, perfect. That's one question that I always enjoy answering. The most important thing, there are, of course, various principles that we can use. One is the Pareto's principle, 80-20 rule, wherein you give your, you don't need to put in your 80%, and just get 20%. So you put in 20% effort and you get 80% results. So you focus on that, and it really, really helps you. So to focus on that, we may want to create a routine, create a tablet which will help us to organize ourselves better. One best thing that has always helped me, and I'm sure many of you may be already using it, is having a calendar and creating a proper, organized way what goes in. Again, there are many times technology difficulties and so many things come up, so your calendar can go haywire at certain point because the Zoom doesn't work or the internet goes down. There are a number of things. Since you're working from home, you may want to keep a backup, schedule a little bit of the time, give a leeway to each meeting that you may have scheduled yourself into. All these things we can do prior the night before when you start the day. Again, the one best thing I feel is to, when you start the day, get dressed as though you are going to work. That makes a lot of difference. Now, I don't say that if you may not have a lot of video meetings, you may not want to dress up so much. But then, yes, if you do have video meetings, try to be formally dressed. If it's not a dress code in your workplace, then it's fine with a t-shirt and stuff like that. But yet still, what I mean when get dressed is get up in the morning and think that you're going to work. Get your breakfast in, get freshened up, all shaved up, and have a good bath. If you pray, go ahead and pray. So it's basically what you do on a daily basis before going to work. Try to structure your day just the same way. So you are scheduling a timeline of your work and not overdoing it. So at the same time, your family, it's not easy even for the family with you around all the time on your phone and on your laptop, and the dialogues going on in between you and the clients. All that affects the family too. So you may want to allocate some time for the family, specifically for the family, because just because you're around does not mean that you're giving your 100% to the family as well. So allocation of time for everything makes all the difference, right? From your me time to what you want to prioritize. The other important thing is productivity time. So which is your area? If you're an entrepreneur, what is the time that you are most productive? When the duration or timeline when you are absolutely excited to do the work. Are you a morning person? Are you an afternoon person? Or are you a night out? Identifying that makes a lot of difference. And when you're working from home and you're sticking to the timeline of your office schedule, you cannot work around that so much, but yet still trying to bring about some kind of semblance or some kind of a tandem between what you are offering to yourself, and making the best out of that makes a lot of difference. And the third tool that I would like to suggest is breakfast food, the intake that you take. The first thing in the morning, breakfast is a must.
Mm.
That you a very healthy and good breakfast. Because once you have a good breakfast, you can add that time through whatever duration, even up to the lunchtime or beyond that, you wouldn't feel hungry so much. So have a healthy protein-filled breakfast, and that makes all the difference. And have a good workout or some kind of physical activity. So that really helps us to stay more awake and more focused on our work and getting things done in a good way.
Nice. So three key pointers from this is to first thing is to prioritize your tasks. Second thing is to find your time zone in which you are most productive. And third thing is to start your day with a healthy breakfast so that you can have proper energy to go along with the day. Very nice.
Absolutely.
So amazing. The next thing is when you get into your zone, you feel distracted because when you are at home, while working from home may have its own benefits and may have its productive benefits as well, but it brings more difficulties as well as distractions. So my question is how to get over those distractions, how to avoid distractions so that you can stay focused and you can be more productive.
Okay, awesome. So if we can identify the distractions first, they could be Netflix, your movies, TV, which obviously with family around, they want some kind of an entertainment. So the TV practically is on, especially if you have elders at home. Oh my God, my serial out there. So I need to watch my serial or a particular movie or any bhajan that they would want to watch. So you may want to seclude yourself if possible. Have noise cancelling headphones. You do get it on Amazon. I don't know if they are delivering it right now, but it's one of the best gifts that an entrepreneur can have is a noise cancelling headphone. Really, really helps you. Apart from that, this is what I do is I have all the apps on the phone, but I make it a point to sign in and sign out of it. So I don't have it open all the time. So that really helps me to, fix 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes maybe at night or in the evening to just jump in, do what I want to do, and come out of it. So again, I try to put those 15 minutes as a reminder call, or maybe even in the phone these days you have, it tells you can put it on your phone. It tells you you've been for an hour on WhatsApp or you've been for an hour on Facebook. So it automatically shuts you off. So you can incorporate these tools. You have amazing apps which you can incorporate in your routine day so that we don't tend to waste our time maybe to some extent, because we do need to also go on social media because all of us are pretty much conversant and we need to interact with our tribe. I have a lot of things going on Facebook and LinkedIn and various other places. So it's very important that I stay connected with my people, my colleagues and friends. So I do that. and I try to keep myself motivated and also others motivated by various posts. So I have to keep checking if there are any responses, and I respond back to them also. But again, I don't do it all day. I don't have that kind of a time to sit and do it all day. So it's very important that how we organize our time, and that is a couple of ways that we can avoid distractions. Uh, Yet again, at workplace also, you may have a lot of distractions. When you're doing your work, there could be some meeting where you may be pulled in. So you may want to build the habit of being assertive. Sometimes you have to say no, even to family. It's okay to say no if you have to say no. We have to prioritize, identify this is important for me, and believe me, it's not easy for me also.
That's what I wanted to hear from you. That it's not easy for you as well as for anybody else. It is going to be challenging. It is going to be difficult. But yes, you have to draw a line, because it is pretty important. Because when you are working. As simple as it is.
Exactly. It's very difficult to make the family understand that, even if you're doing something important and we have to do it, and it's not, especially with kids around, they see that Papa is at home, and that's one of the Mama is home, and that's one of the reasons that I insist on getting dressed up, as you would go to work, because even the family thinks and starts feeling that you're working. So also one other thing that really helps me is to identify a place where I work from, because even people start seeing you in that place, they know that you're working. So that also helps you when you're doing core work. If you're doing something which you can do in a relaxed fashion, then that's a different thing. If you can pay attention to family as well as to your work. But when you're doing your core work, which requires your complete attention, I would suggest that we identify a place of work at home on a regular basis where you sit there and people know that you are working. So that makes a lot of difference.
But work from home is something like lying on the bean bag or the sofa or the bed and working like, oh my God, it's a luxury. I just want to work from home. So how important it is to have a proper workstation setup, as you mentioned earlier.
Exactly. If we want to get our work done faster, quicker, and make people feel that you're working, it makes a lot of difference to have a workstation. Even if it needn't be a huge workstation, even your beanbag, if you put it in a corner in a place that you like to, I have a little setup where I like to sit and do my writing work. So I have my plants around and I have the seed. So it's very relaxing, and I have mountains beyond. So it's very relaxing to sit there. But I do my writing work over there. So people know that that's what I do when I sit there. So they don't disturb me over there. So it makes a lot of difference. It's not necessary that you just have to have, oh my God, I need to go and get a workstation. I need to have a table,
Mm-hmm.
a three-seater and all my setup, only then it is a workstation. No, it's not necessary. Even your beanbag or your sofa where you are seated, but then it has to be, what I mean to say is, when your family is around, they need to know that if you're sitting there, you're working. It's a place where you are, once you are with your work laptop. And I remember when traveling to a wedding, I was carrying my laptop and I was sitting at a place, and it was like I was working at that point. So people knew that I was working, they wouldn't disturb me. So it was a huge wedding scenario, yet still. So it's up to us how we make or let people know that this is my work time and I want to finish the work so that I can be with you guys for more quality time, as opposed to wanting to be there all the time.
Right. So, work from home may offer you flexibility, but you need to understand that it is your regular job, It is not a staycation or the holiday time. You need to work properly. For that, you need to have a proper work setup, not just not something kind of chair and table. You can sit anywhere, but you need to make it sure that when you are working, you are 100% committed to that and there are no distractions.
Very true.
I absolutely love the idea what you shared because I was in a dilemma that you cannot work sitting on a bean bag. But what you shared that you write your creative thoughts when you are in the writing mode because you need to be relaxed. For that, you need to come up with so many thoughts so that you can come up with more ideas and more creative things. For that, you need to be relaxed from within. I love that idea and I'll implement that. I have a corner in my house where a beanbag is lying, but no one like to sit on that. So I'll make use of that now. So
wonderful. Thank you. Appreciate it.
all right. So the next thing is related to the schedule only. The point we talk about. The next thing is about the transition. For a lot of people, this transition, the transition from the office environment to the work from home, this is very new. For a lot of people, they are working from home for the very first time. They have never done this before, and for them this is the most challenging part. So what would be your advice to them, because there are people those who have been working earlier on and off from work from home, and then there are the people for them this is a very new experience. What would be your advice to them?
Surely, as I shared the earlier tips, they can implement those. And at times, this, as you rightly said, it could cause a lot of stress, anxiety, and for many, it may be a position where you think that probably I may not be able to do it because I've never done that. I may not be able to actually work sitting at home. So I would suggest that, first of all, calm yourself down. There's nothing in the world that we cannot do.
Hmm.
So believe in yourself, believe that you are capable of doing whatever you decide to do. So if there is, I am possible, I am impossible, that itself says that I am possible. So
Um,
there's nothing in this world. If you can think, you can definitely do it. So first and foremost, we have to tell ourselves, create the mindset, you know, create a positive mindset of being able to do it. That is the first step. For
hmm.
those who have never done it before, first creating a mindset of I am possible, of I am going to do it and I can do it. Okay, so that's the first thing that you may want to step into. Once
Hmm.
you're into that position, then start doing little bit, chunking your work. So when, just like goal setting, the same way, chunking your work, don't take all the work at the same time because it could be overwhelming. All of a sudden, everything is on your
Hmm.
online and laptop, and you have to do. There may not be much of the paperwork because you've not been able to bring a lot of paperwork home. There could be accounts professionals who may be used to using the ledger work as opposed to and then depositing it on the computer. So it's very important that you need to understand, especially baby boomers. It's very difficult for them. There are government organizations; they are not able to work from home. So
Yeah.
it's very surprising for them to oh, I can't go to work, so my work is going to be stalled. Especially in this time of year, financial year end, it's so much of a pressure on so many organizations worldwide, and the share market and everything is being affected drastically, obviously. So it's very important that we de-stress ourselves. We don't get into the mode of being so stressed and overwhelmed. So once you get off the overwhelm, you will be able to balance yourself and think straight. When we are overwhelmed, when we are worried, when we are stressed, we cannot think straight. So it's very important for us to think straight. We need to be positive. So to be positive, as I first said, get into the positive mindset, get into a frame of mind where you can think that absolutely it's possible. We can all do it. There's so many people out there who are doing it. Do it also. There are, and the other thing is, it's not just you and me, Pratham, that who are in this position. There are so many more. So
Right.
thinking that okay, it's just me, it's not just me who is indoors. That has really helped me, Pratham, because every time when we think about, oh, it's only me, why only me, it's always just me. Moment you come out of that and think that it's not just me, there are others too who are going through the same problems, the same difficulties. So you think, okay, so I'm not just the say one person in the ship. There are many more, so I can hide it. I I can go about it just like anybody else. I can do it too. So the moment you come to that, I can do it too. Things will be a lot more easier, and you
Mm.
will be able to do this better on the work and at hand. And then step up to the other suggestions that we've shared earlier. It would be really, really helpful for you.
Right. So the first thing is to accept the reality that you are not alone in this. We all are together, and this is happening to everybody else as well. So
Exactly.
you need to come up, you need to get out of this, and you need to accept the reality first of all. The next thing is to, you don't need to get panicked or stressed. This is a situation where you need to get into yourself and reflect upon what you have and what are your strengths, and at the moment what situation demands from you. So once you are aware of that, and you are accepting your reality, then there will be no problem in doing work from home or whatever is the situation.
Absolutely. And the most important thing is when we start thinking that, okay, it is not just me, there are others too in the ship, you feel a lot more the companionship that you have, you know, and that really gives us a strength. If there are more people, so we can be together in this ship. And also thinking that there are people who are facing a lot more difficult situations as compared to them. We
Mm.
are we are quarantined in our own homes.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
place? You could be stuck in some place where you are not connected with anybody. You could be in the there are people suffering out there in hospitals.
Mm.
So all those things, when we look at those from that perspective, you feel that you're a lot more safer and a lot more in a better position than so many more out there. So be grateful for have a job, you
Mm.
have some, and you have the ability and the capability and the essence to focus on what you want and just believe in yourself and go ahead and do
Right. So the gratitude is the tool. You need to be
it.
grateful of what you have at the moment. You are with your family, you have a job, or you have something that people might not have at the moment. So, in spite of getting worried, you need to be grateful.
Yes.
Awesome. That's awesome. So, it's the last question. What I want to ask from you is to how to set a healthy boundary between the family time and the work time, because as you are working from home, your mother, your spouse, your kids, they expect more time from you. They think the papa is at home, the mama is at home, or the brother is at home. So this is their time. So they want to make the best out of this time. Okay, Ramayana has started, Mahabharat ka time shuru ho gaya, aa jao, sab aa jao. So how do you think that a healthy boundary need to be established? How to set that boundary?
Okay. One thing that is very helpful is maybe sit down with your family and check with them what are the things that will be the best uh, things to do with them. In the sense that, for example, you have elders, family members who like to watch Ramayana,
Mm.
and your children they want to watch some cartoon uh, with the father and the mother. So you may want to check with them any identify two programs. You know, it could be Ramayan and something else, and it could be
Mm.
kid cartoon and something else, maybe a movie. And through the day, that is the time you allocate for them. Okay. So if possible, if you don't have, in your work schedule, is it possible to identify that same time uh,
Mm.
whenever the serial comes up and you want to sit with them kind of a thing? Or if not, record it, record the serial, and then all of you can watch it together at a time when you can be with them. So there are two alternatives. And these days, even on YouTube, you have all these programs which show up again and again. So you can always watch it with them. So it's basically what you want to do. And you may want to check with the family. What is it that, see, I have to work. This is not, you have to make them understand. You have to make, that's the reason why I identified the space of where you're sitting and working. That is one thing that really helps to make them understand. Secondly, there is always, because the children are all home as well, the schools are shut, everybody's home. So everybody wants their own time for themselves, and they also want to give that much time to, they want you to give that much time to them.
Mm.
As you rightly said, through the day you're inside. But since you look at the other perspective, since through the day you're there at home, that could also be a heavy thing. Okay, so there are two perspectives here. That could also, because if you gentleman is not too much fond of cooking and stuff like that, it could be a lot of pressure on the lady of the house who's taking care of the family as well as doing all the cooking and the dishes and everything, because you don't have the house help to help you right now. So everything, the burden comes on her. So maybe you may want to take some time, do the dishes with her, so you have some
Mm.
quality with her. Or if you like to cook, you can cook, and while she's doing something else, in the kitchen, the quality time you can build in over there. So trying to allocate time, it's not just about working. Uh, just because you're at home and you're working 9 to 9, 12 hours, 18 hours, you cannot just sit and work all the time, because that is
Right.
also equal pressure on the family. So you should identify and allocate. That is my suggestion. Now, I cannot press upon you, but I can
Mm.
press upon you enough that it's important to give that time to the family, because it is their time also. So since you're there at home, it's essential that we provide that much time to our family also. But at the same time, you may want to look at your recreation. You may want to look at your work schedule, uh, how you can allocate time. I'm sure that you're not going to be on meetings 24 hours. You're not going to be working all the time. So you
Mhm.
can take certain time specifically with the family and asking them what is the best way that, if you want to play board games, we can sit and play board games. If you want to sing, play antakshari, play music, dance, whatever that you want to do, we will do that in this frame of time. So maybe one day you're playing a game, the next day you are having a little a session of interaction. The third day you are watching a TV or a movie. So it's up to you how you plan your time. But yes, it's important that you structureize your time according to what is the requirement, and also put in the best foot forward for the family. Being it's not just staying at home does not mean you're going to have fun all the time.
Mm.
Uh, you don't expect, okay, I'm home today, so you you can't expect the wife to make all the goodies and lavish meals and keep it in front of you. You may want to put in the best foot forward too. And even if the lady, she's also working from home, she's managing the work home front as well as the work front, and there are kids around you. So all these things play a very important factor.
So rightly said. Because when you are at home, what I like from your this point, that you need to split your responsibilities and you need to split your work, because it's not one person's duty to do all the things, and you need to lower down your expectations, because these are the days when everybody is stressed, everybody is in a little bit of pressure of working from home, or they have a lot of things going through their mind, because what's happening across the world, that is very fearful. So it's really important to split the work, split the responsibilities, and do what you can do to help your family, your spouse, and your kids. And it's equally important to have fun as well, because you cannot work 24 hours. You might be stressed, you might be feeling the anxiety, so it's better to have fun and make the best out of this moment, because you are spending a lot of time with your family, your kids, so you can recollect your memories, and you can think about your childhood days. You can play poker, cards, ludo, and everything. So I really like your idea that don't be so serious and depressed. Rather, maintain a balance and have fun with your day, so that you can have healthy time at your work as well as with your family. And there is a certain line of, I would say, a clear boundary, that is, this is your work and this is your family. So I really like your idea.
Thank you.
So one more thought, one more question I want to ask you. So whatever is happening across the world, how much it is impacting on one's concentration and the focus? The news, the social media, the fear, and this so much hyped up corona, how it is impacting one's concentration and focus?
It it impacts in a really great way, in the sense that it would if you think positively, you know, you may want to move towards a positive frame of mind. You may want to stay away from all the media hype. You may want to switch off, just look at the news, what is required to do. We know what we need to do. We have to stay indoors, so we are doing that. So as long as you're doing that, taking care of that, I don't think why we need to go back and reflect back on all those things that's happening around, because again, it affects our equilibrium, it affects the way we think, and it again puts so much more fear into us. So staying away from the hype that's been created, constantly, especially in India, the way media portrays everything is so loud, da, 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 the way they come up with the news is like that's already a machine gun in their hands. So it's something that we may want to decrease, watching so much of the the news. But yes, you need to know the news, so you can always go and read through the newspaper a little bit and understand what's going on around, what's happening around, what is going high up in the US and various other places. Now my son is in the US, so it's going to affect me in a very difficult way. But yes, again, if you're going to be focused on it all the time, then we won't be able to concentrate on our work. So we need to stay away from these distractions as far as possible. And one suggestion that I would, some ways to create bonding amongst family members and staying away from all these media is, I'm sure many of us have, in fact, all of us have our past uh, past travel albums, photo albums, which we used to have before, or even digital albums that you.
Mm.
So one of the days, one of the week, one day you can all sit with the albums, maybe your cousin's wedding albums or your travel albums or the pictures that you've been to different places and sit and chat over it. Because what happens is you enjoy all those wonderful moments that you have uh, spent with each other as family members or with your friends, and you relive those memories. You bring some amount of cheer and happiness, and that's a very wonderful way of spending time with the family and friends. Even on Skype or on Zoom, you can connect with your extended family, and you can all have a chit chat and talk over the various travel things that you've done together. So that really helps us to connect with people. You just can't go out, but you can definitely call those people, right? Phone is there in our hand. We can connect with people on Skype, on WhatsApp. You can see each other. So you're not disconnected from the whole world. You're actually all the more connected. You just can't physically go anywhere. So
Right.
more and more we get pulled into the fear factor. Oh my God, I cannot step out of the house. I cannot do my workouts. You can do workouts in your home. You can climb the steps up and down just outside your apartment. Or if you are living in a single home, then you can walk around your periphery in your garden. So how you think makes all the difference. If we keep thinking that this is going to affect me, this is really bad, if you're always going to stay in the negative frame of mind, that's where you will stay. But the
Mm.
moment you get, you know, to physically move, if you start feeling low, just get up and walk a little bit, or just do a little bit of action or movement. So that immediately puts you into a better frame of mind. And I would encourage all those who are working, you know, sitting on the laptops all the time, to every half an hour to get up and walk and go and
Mm.
drink a glass of water and come back and sit down. Rather than keeping things near you, keep it a little farther so that you get a little walk incorporated, and drink as much water, because it's really, the summer is really harsh. So you
Mm.
may want to drink as much water as possible. That also keeps us hydrated and also keeps us energized. So that's something that would really help to ward off fear, to keep things at bay, and keep ourselves more focused. And a lot of meditation apps are there. You can take their help also. To asana is one thing that we spoke about, Pratham.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
there water reminder apps. So you need
Yeah.
to drink 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. So it reminds you, the phone tells you, hey buddy, you've not had your water yet, so you can just jump in and have
I'm
a grab of
I'm
glass.
seeing a notification on my screen, and the notification is a water reminder. This is time to drink.
Perfect. Awesome.
All right. So it's
Well,
a pleasure to have you here, and you have shared so many beautiful insights on time management and the productivity. It's I think that it would be helpful for all those who would be watching these videos and the clips and this interview session, because this is something which people need at the moment, because they are deprived of their privacy, they are deprived of their resources, their friends and all, and they are at home just like they are into jails, not the proper jails, but yes, they are trapped. They are into their houses throughout the day 24/7, and they have never been in a situation like this before. So these pointers which you have shared gonna be very useful for them, and I'm sure they would get benefited from this, and they would surely make notes of whatever you shared and start implementing these things.
wonderful. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share. It's my honor and pleasure, and hoping to interact more, many more sessions with you all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much. So this is Pratham Wadhwa, your host for COVID-19 Mindset Mastery Blueprint sessions. So from the first session, we are signing off. Stay tuned for the next session with the next new guest, and we would we would be contributing in throughout your journey to get over this. Stay connected. Thank you so very much.